Hi everybody, it's Kevin Donka again with Donka Drums, and I've had a request to make a video to help people playing inverted flam taps and cheese inverts. First, let me just show you what those are. A regular flam tap, you have a flam followed by a tap on the same hand. On inverted flam taps, the tap following the flam is on the opposite hand. So flam, tap, flam, tap, flam, tap, flam, tap. Now, it's very important, as always, that you don't lift your grace notes when you play a flam. You're just going to drop it. So you've got flam, tap, and you notice I'm only playing with two heights. Most of the time we talk about three heights. We've got playing height, we've got grace note height, we've got accent height. Because of the speed of playing inverted flam taps and cheese inverts, we're only going to play with two heights, and that's going to be grace note height and playing height. Now your playing height, depending on your drum line, may be anywhere between 3 and 6 inches. Okay? For today I'm going to play right around 6 inches. So we're going to have the flam. So you've got the primary stroke of the flam and the grace note. You're going to drop the grace note, play that flam, then you play another grace note on the opposite hand. Then again, this comes up. You're going to play this primary stroke, drop the grace note, followed by another drop. Okay, so that's how we play this. Now, how do we do that quickly and not start to use a lot of arm and a lot of energy we don't need? The answer is we're going to use fingers and a little bit of wrist. So we've got, when you do inverted flam taps, what you've got on the right hand is you've got a tap followed by two quick little grace note taps. So what you're going to do is you're going to stop the stick there, and that you do that just by closing your fingers up. And then when you do the two notes, you want to let that loose. You never let your fingers come off the stick, but you allow that to come loose. So you're doing the double stroke, nice and loose. And then again, at the end of the double stroke, you just close your hand. So if you're just doing a double stroke, you close your hand. If you're doing this, you're going to let that kind of spring up, and then you close your hand on that accent. You also will notice I'm using a tiny bit of wrist with that accent. Just a little bit. Now with the left hand, it's the opposite. It's the two small quick notes followed by the accent or tap. You notice, watch this finger. My ring finger pulls away. It's all finger control. Okay? I'm not lifting, I'm dropping. And then what I do is, after that third one, I'm going to exaggerate this. I'm going to use my wrist and I'm going to pop it down. And most of the pressure comes right in here on my thumb, right here. Now, I said I was exaggerating that. It's not like this. You're not using elbow and forearm. It's just a little bit of wrist. So without the exaggeration, it looks like this. So, that's the right hand. That's the left hand. Only two heights. Okay, so now, here are three exercises that will really help you with that. If you think about it, this is the same as this. It's still two fast beats low, followed by one accent. So, one of the nicest exercises I've come up with is what I call not so simple paradiddles. And all we're going to do is play 4 paradiddles, accenting each downbeat, alternating like we always do, starting with the right hand. But notice, only two heights again. Playing height and 3 grace notes. They only come from about an inch off the drumming surface. Okay? So that's how it starts. 4 paradiddles. Now you're going to do 4 paradiddles all on the right hand. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. And basically that's what your right hand does on inverted flam taps. But it's much easier if you're not thinking about how hard it is to play that, because you're just thinking about paradiddles. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. Then the second half of the exercise is exactly the same, but start everything on the left. 4 paradiddles alternating, starting on the left, and then 4 all on the left. So the whole thing, 4 alternating, 4 all on the right, and then 4 alternating starting on the left. Okay, so as you get faster and faster, you get to this. Now, if you want to go further, and you want to be able to play cheese inverts, which is do that same exercise, not so simple paradiddles, but put diddles or double beats on every accent. Okay, so that's the first exercise, not so simple diddles. The second one is what I call IFT Builder, and that stands for Inverted Flam Tap Builder. Now this one, we're going to just do the pattern that we play on the right hand. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, followed by what we play on the left hand. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. And when I say what we play, this is the sticking. These are what your hands do when you're playing inverted flam taps. Here's just the right hand. And here's just the left hand. Okay? So the exercise is 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. Then repeat that whole thing, but starting on the left hand. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and. So that's the first line you're going to do. And why would you do it on the right and the left? Because sometimes you have to start your inverted flam taps playing on the left hand depending on what you're playing. Now the second line is very much the same, but we're going to do 4 right-handed paradiddles followed by 4 left-handed inverted paradiddles. And inverted paradiddles are simple. You start with the diddle. Diddle para, diddle para, diddle para. So diddle para, diddle para, sorry. Diddle, diddle para, diddle para, diddle para, diddle para, right? So, second line. Then you do the same thing on the left hand. So, second line is this. Of course, you start much slower. The only reason I'm not playing them so slowly is because I don't want this to be a 15, 20-minute video. All right, last line. You're going to play 4 counts of inverted flam taps starting on the right hand, then 4 counts of inverted flam taps starting on the left hand. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. So the whole exercise goes like this. 1, 2, ready, go. So that's the whole exercise, IFT Builder. Now, just like we added diddles on the not so simple paradiddles, you can do that whole thing, adding a double beat or a diddle, or what we used to call a drag, on every accent. But don't do it on the first line. Still do that one just like this. Okay, when you get to the paradiddle part, that's when you do it. Okay, third exercise is very much the same thing, but it's in 7/8 time. That's just a little more fun to play. So we're going to start with just taps. 1 and 2 and so think of it as a 4 and a 3. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to switch it. Do the 3 first. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 1. So that's the first line. So you notice we're doing the same sticking as we will with inverted flam taps, except for that 3, right? Now the second line, to make sure I do this right, the second line, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to add diddles on every accent. Then we're going to do the same whole thing over again, but with flams. Then just to make things a little different, a little interesting, we're going to do the same thing, 2 inverted flam taps, and then a cha-da-cha. Cha-da-cha, 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 and then with the cheese. So I'm going to play this whole exercise for you about this fast. Here we go. It's a 7/8 time, remember. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, that's called 7/8 inverted flam and cheese. So those are the exercises. Remember, only 2 heights. Use just your fingers and your wrists. Don't use any arm. And practice them very slowly. Make sure you're not lifting any of those grace notes. Take your time. Develop the finger control, the wrist control to play these perfectly, and then slowly speed up. And when you start to get a little messy, back off just a little. And listen, this is something that's really important no matter what you're practicing. Don't just practice it until you can play it. Practice it until you feel really, really, really comfortable with it, to where it's almost second nature. Because then again, you can get out of your head, you can get into your heart, you can make it groove. Even something like this has to have a great groove to it, otherwise it's not music. All right, that's it. Check out my page, Donka Drums, on Facebook, and if you like it, tell your friends to like my page too and share my stuff. And as always, if you ever have a question, don't be afraid to contact me through a private message on Facebook. Till next time, we'll see you.